me now?
Now it's on. You can see the little green light. So thank you for being here. Lou said she saw Melody in the chat. So hi, living our dream now. Melody and Lou, thank you for joining. And I'm sure everybody else is trickling. Lucy's pawing the computer.
Pawing my hand.
Yeah, like don't type at me.
Yeah.
So first thing, it's June, which means it's Pride Month. Happy Pride! We are sporting our Eat Sleep RV Repeat t-shirts that I actually got them on Sticker Mule. There was like this deal that was buy a t-shirt for, I think it was, I don't remember, maybe $13 or something like that. Maybe it was $7. And I was really excited. So I made these there and ordered them for us. And they've been sitting in the wardrobe for a while. So today is a good day to wear them.
Yeah, that's Angie's design. She did it all by herself.
Something
it has nothing to do with me.
Not that one. Not this one.
So I think she did a great job.
Oh, that's not what you said. You were upset. You're like,
I mean, it's not. No, it's not our original colors and it's not our font. So
it's not our font, but it is our colors.
It's off-brand, because you asked me for the colors and you didn't wait for me to give you the colors. So you determined these colors look close enough.
Oh, like the exact type of yellow or the exact type of blue?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. But I like it. And it matches perfectly with my Pride socks. So, yes. Put in the face. So, happy Pride. I will let that go now. No more Pride. No more Pride talk. We're Pride every day, right? I mean, hello, it's Lou and Angie. Like, seriously.
Out and about with M&G.
Hi, thank you for joining. So let's jump into it since we only have an hour. We are going to go ahead and kick off recapping Texas. So when we left, where were we last? Mississippi, right? Mississippi. We did an overnight at a Walmart, Snyder, Texas, which overnights at Walmart aren't new to us because we did them in the truck bed camper when we were doing the East Coast trip, sleeping in the back of the truck. And also when we bought the very first one. And ¿Qué pasó?
You're live.
Were we not live before?
I don't know.
Again?
It's fine. Nobody's saying they can't see us. We're fine.
Okay. Yeah, but then do I have to say everything I said at the beginning again?
No, you're fine.
Okay. It was, I don't even recall that much of that Snyder, Texas. Do you?
It was very small.
Did I have bad internet there? No.
For Snyder, Texas stop?
Yeah.
It was very small. I don't believe you worked that day.
Okay.
The RV or truck overnight area was right within the lawn and garden materials that were outside.
Oh, that was the one with the red line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it was very limited. I'd say there was probably 3 or 4 of us there.
Uh-huh.
That's how small the parking lot was.
Yeah, it was when they were scared of the trucker guy when you were walking Lucy, and he was outside grilling, barbecuing outside his truck.
Yeah, but it was very convenient to continue from that particular stop to the next,
which was Columbus.
Highway.
Columbus. And during this leg, the first leg of Texas, we still had Lou's sister and her husband caravanning, basically following us and coming along. So they spent the time in Columbus, Texas with us as well, continuing the whole birthday Valentine's celebration. So that was exciting and fun.
Always nice to spend time with my sister.
Yeah, we got to
It's always a good time with her.
Mm-hmm. We didn't do a lot of vlogs during that stay, as you may notice if you were following along. There are very few vlogs, but a lot of reels. Because since we were spending so much time with them, I didn't want to have the camera out all the time, especially in their face. But we obviously included them with us in that brewery hike, which was cool. When Lou mentioned it to me at first, I thought it was like a brewery. We're going to go to a brewery and maybe there's like a trail around it. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't necessarily like an active brewery. So that was interesting to learn some history there.
It was active at some point. It was very active, and it was basically a watering hole for the town. but that was many, many, many years ago. But it was cool to see that it was still standing and the ingenuity that they used to get that process at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the grounds were gorgeous.
And if you're here, Charo, I love you, Flaga.
Yeah, it was super nice spending time with them. The other thing we did with them was we did end up going to a brewery because obviously Charo, her sister, and me were like, we need beer. And
Hi,
yeah. Hi. Hey. We went to LaGrange Brewing, which wasn't that far from the campground. I want to say probably like a 25-minute drive from the campground.
What was? I'm sorry.
LaGrange Brewing.
Yeah, about I'd say like 40 minutes.
But it was super cool.
It was.
Like they have this huge outside sitting area with a bunch of picnic tables and a stage where there was live music. There were two ladies doing like folk music. It was super cool. And like big grassy area, they had cornhole and there was a disc golf basket. And on the other side, I guess they had like a vineyard there too. And I think it's a harvest hose. So if you're interested in going there and you have the membership, definitely look them up. LaGrange Brewing, because it was a really cool place.
It was. Gatica's Road is here.
Gatica's Road. Speaking of, so Gatica's Road is Lou's sister, Charo. That is her blog. So definitely check it out.
Yeah.
And they have delicious food. The beer was cool. And something Charo ended up ordering that I tasted, I'm like, I totally need this because I've never had it before. What are they called? Frosés?
I don't know.
Like frozen wines. Who would have thought of making like a slurp? That's a good way of thinking about a Slurpee.
Mm-hmm.
A Slurpee wine. It was so good.
It was.
It was good. Yeah.
Charo says that place was awesome.
Wasn't it?
It was a good find.
With the chickens roaming all around.
Yeah.
Oh, the chickens and the roosters. Yeah. It was a cool place. So those were like the two main outings we did with family.
Yeah, we went to Austin.
Nice. Yeah, and then Lou and I spent 2 days in Austin. One day was mainly an evening because we went to go to, what is it called?
Austin City Limits.
Austin City Limits. There you go. I'm like out of it. Which has been on your bucket list forever.
Yeah. I've been watching this since I was a kid. I mean, the program's been on PBS. I don't know. I think it's called the longest running music show on television. I think that's what they claim to be.
Yeah.
So I've been watching it a very long time. So actually be there was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We saw the Dead South.
The Dead South. So very bluegrassy. Charo and Craig went also, but they went on a different day to watch a different band.
I don't remember,
but I know she's like, oh, I'm not interested.
I don't remember the artist name.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is, Charo. What's the artist name that you guys went to see?
I guess you could type in the chat. So yeah, we saw the Dead South. If you are into like bluegrass, country style music, and you've never heard of them, definitely check them out. I definitely have enjoyed listening to them. Lou binges on them every so often, just plays all their music.
Funny, I discovered them before we got there.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for like new and interesting music, and they're 4 people, and they play a banjo, a mandolin, a guitar, and a cello. And he plays the cello, half bass. And 3 out of 4 of them sing. They're from Canada.
Yeah.
But their songs are really funny. I mean, some of the lyrics in the songs are like definitely offensive if you're sensitive about
one of them in particular.
But for the most part, they're like telling a story of the South,
right?
And so they take it a little too far, but that's the fun part of it. And what Craig and Charo went to see Gatica's Road was Jenny Lee Lewis.
Oh, okay.
They went to see her.
It was very, at least what Lou played it for me, like, hey, you want to hear this? It was like very soothing.
It was very mellow.
Soft.
Yeah, very soft and mellow. Really nice voice.
Mm-hmm. But it's a great venue. We ended up doing floor, like standing. Mm-hmm. But and I think next time we go, we'll probably get seats, because even if you get seats, there isn't a bad seat in there at all.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like such a cool venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not to mention that like the standing area is also very small. It's not like a big standing area. You can get all the way to the front in no time, you know.
Yeah.
But then you have the pre-show, then you have the opening act, and then you have the act. So you do end up standing for about 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And they don't have any complimentary seating anywhere around.
No.
You have to go outside, and there's a couple of benches outside that you can sit. So I think it would have been just as enjoyable sitting without the foot pain.
Yeah. So we have, so next time we'll get seats so like that we can just be able to go and sit down whenever we want and then walk around whenever we want. So,
yeah, you got that option.
And it's not that big of a difference of price, if any. So it's not worth it.
For that particular band, because the prices are different between
that's true
what artists you come to see. But I think for that particular band, the difference was like $7 between a seat and standing.
Yeah.
So that's not much at all.
So if you're here and just tuning in, we are recapping Texas. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up so that YouTube's analytics can get us out there. I will say my favorite part of Texas, though, is Austin. We went there when we got married in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And our second time visiting this time around, or the second day, the second time, we ended up exploring the town. Did some walking around. There's some eating. Took pictures of a bunch of murals, which were really cool.
We went to Gordo's. That was our first time at Gordo's, right?
Yep, it was our first time at Gordo's.
And no words. No words.
You're savoring it still?
No words. It's like a 6-pound donut.
Because they load it up with things.
Like
they have all kinds of donuts with all kinds of stuff.
It's a diabetic death. That's what it is. Totally worth it. I recommend it. It's worth the hype, I think.
Yeah,
for sure. There is no inside or outside. There is no inside seating. It's basically an airstream.
Yeah.
And there's seating around it. There's a small parking area that is really a city parking. It's not even like, it doesn't even belong to them. And then there's the outside area. It kind of looks like a small park in a way, and some seating. They did have some of the heaters, those flame heaters outside. Mm-hmm. It was really cold. It was I would say it was in the like mid 40s when we were there.
And raining.
It was drizzling, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would still do it.
I would totally go back.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, next time we go back, even though we each had a sweet donut, next time we go back, I'm going to have one of the savory ones because they have like sandwiches in case our niece is there. We try to watch Lou drinks her coffee.
Amherst.
Always. Every day.
All the time.
They have sandwiches with the donuts being the buns for the sandwiches and burgers.
They have like maybe 2 or 3 of those, not too many. The rest is donuts, and they're very creative about their donuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can put a hamburger between 2 of these donuts.
That's what sparked us going forward after each trip. Like, okay, it's time to look up unique donut places in the area, and then we started visiting different donut places going forward. So you'll see more of that in the future.
Yeah, Angie's in charge of donut scouting.
And
go Mammals. Yeah. That's right.
Okay, Chata. There was a brewery that we went to there though. There was the brewery.
It wasn't a brewery, it was a downtown.
No, it was a brewery, the one that had the pickleball court inside of it. It's called Last Stand Brewing. They had the puppy hour.
Yeah. At the in the evening.
Yeah. So before we leave,
it was raining, and we had to find some place that had inside seating.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So that's another one that wasn't included in the vlog, but a reel definitely or short. And what a cool brewery.
It was, yeah.
That's the first time ever. We saw another one recently. I don't remember if it was Arizona or New Mexico, but that's the first brewery ever that I saw that had indoor pickleball courts.
Yep.
And you can reserve your spot online.
2 courts inside, and bless you. 2 pickleball courts inside. What I like the most, bless you.
Oh, let me turn it off. I'm sorry.
What I liked the most was they bring you a hamburger for the puppies.
Yep. They have a certain day and time that's puppy hour.
Yeah.
So complimentary, they give you a little, like a cup. Think about, or at least Charito, or those that are Spanish in here. I haven't seen, now that I said Spanish, I'm thinking of Virgil and May. Like an espresso cup, and they filled it with peanut butter, and then they put little doggy cookie treats. And for everybody with a dog, they give you this little doggy treat. But then on the menu for puppy hour, they'd also have like plain hamburgers,
Yep.
no seasoning, no nothing,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can give to the pups. So
Yeah.
of course the girls enjoyed
They had a great
their
time.
little treat, the
They had a great
burger.
time. They really did. So they had the main section of the brewery, which really wasn't that big.
No.
And then they cordoned it off, and the next section, there was a bunch of tables, and they had like a book scrapping club that was getting together. And
Oh, yeah.
and so they had laid out all these magazines, and everybody was at different tables, and you would come and, you know, grab your magazine and click whatever you wanted and then put it back. And then the next room over was the 2 pickleball courts. So it was a really cool place.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it was like a warehouse. It was like in a warehouse district. It
Mhm.
wasn't like downtown or anything like that. It was like off the beaten path, and it was literally like that was as you entered, that was the first part of the warehouses, and then the warehouses took over just, you know, regular warehousing type of environment.
Right. So what was I going to say? So it's called Last Stand Brewing. So if you find yourself in Austin, definitely go check them out. I would recommend them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the beer was good.
The beer was good. The service was great.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, if we would have known they had a pickleball court, I don't know what would have happened, because we carry our pickleball
It's in the truck.
Pickleball paddles with us everywhere we go.
Yeah, it would have been cool. I mean, one, if we didn't have the girls, we would have totally played. And then two, if we would have known in advance, we would have reserved, because it was back to back. People were coming constantly and putting their stuff down. Whoever was playing would leave, and then the next one. So it was reserved back to back.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
I'm sure on a rainy day, they're especially busy.
Yes, very true. So with Melody and Lou being here, have you guys, I think Lou had mentioned to me that she saw your review for the Lake Whitney campground, which that's the one we went to next. But I didn't see, or she didn't mention to me, if you've been to the Columbus, Texas one. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Because in the front, there was like, I guess they consider them the premium sites. They're all pull through. They're all 30 or 50. And they're very spacious. And then in the back where Chato and Craig stayed, it looked more campy-ish. It was back inside. Columbus, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Did you go to Columbus? Because I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And then which site of the two is it that you preferred? Because we stayed in the front, and I'm leaning towards staying in the front again.
Yeah, and I was thinking of staying in the back, because I really liked the site that my sister was in with Craig. It looked very campy, very woodsy. It just looked, I don't know, it looked more
natural.
Yeah, more woodsy.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very difficult for me to pass up a pull through. Very difficult.
Not only that, but I'm also worried about the internet, because the further back, we've noticed the further back you go into a campground further from the office, the worse the coverage is. At least with our T-Mobile tower.
Yeah.
So, did your sister mention to you how the internet was for Craig while he was working?
I don't know. Chato, can you chime in? Was the internet back there?
Was the internet okay
back there? Or was it spotty?
Same as Melody and Lucas. I know you guys have traveled through Texas, so I don't know if you've been to Columbus, what your experience was.
Yeah, I don't think they have bad internet, because I think I would remember, I think Chato would have mentioned it or remembered that they had bad internet.
Okay.
Melly says, we have been there, but before the new sites. The first time down by the river area, second time up front on the right.
Okay, so the first time in the back and then the front.
Chato says it was good.
Okay.
Oh, it's Craig. Craig says it was good. Hey, Craig, I didn't know you were going to be here too.
Craigie poo. Okay, I mean, maybe I'll go ahead and let Lou consider it. Maybe we'll drive back there and test the internet first, before actually settling in.
Yeah, we can definitely run an internet test with the tower back there before we actually. Shadow says, I wonder if the sites by the river are still there after the storm. Melly says, don't know if you saw the post, we got Starlink. Ooh,
She's
fancy.
She's now looking into it because we've had quite a few experiences where I struggled for work at a few places. So
What I like about
Starlink,
is that you can get it whenever you need it. You don't have a monthly contract. So if we get somewhere and T-Mobile's working for us 100%, then that month we don't have to do Starlink.
Right.
But if we get somewhere and T-Mobile is dead, then we can use the Starlink. So I like that part. I don't like the initial investment that you have to buy the equipment.
Yeah.
I did find a workaround that. I did find that they have refurbished units that they sell themselves with the same warranty as the new units. So that would be a consideration for me. Melody says, after this last trip and service being sucky, we bit the bullet.
Yeah. So this next stop that we did in Lake Whitney, that's when we started considering it because, so Lake Whitney, which you guys know because I know you've been there. By the way, those craters are horrendous. I'm not even going to go there again, but horrendous. I believe the first section was like what, section H, and then after that, something like that. We were like midway, close to the end, section B. And while the site is amazing, we absolutely love that campsite. Mm-hmm. There was no internet. Like our coverage, we can barely stream anything on the TV. It would just be circling and circling, buffering and buffering.
Yeah.
And then I'd end up having to, we went through different campsites like we did in Orlando.
Yeah.
Not for vlog purposes, just for us.
Yeah, see if we could move.
Yeah. And we tested sites in every section and everywhere was just as bad, if not worse.
I mean, went all the way up to the office, all the way up to the office. And T-Mobile was not working at all for us there.
Yeah.
I love the campsite that we were in. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I love the campsite because it felt like I had like my little patch of the world secluded away from everybody else. I love the town. I fell in love with the tiny town of Whitney, with like one of everything. And the Ace Hardware. Like I don't generally go to Ace Hardware or what's the other one? True Value. I usually go to Home Depot or Lowe's. That's what I'm used to. I'm not used to like.
In the spirit of Pride Month, it is Home Depot or Lesbian Lowe's. That's the way you have to refer to it this month. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm not used to going to those places. So to walk in and have somebody be like, hello, how are you today? How can I help you? And I'm like, why is this person talking to me? You know, like what's going on? Like, and they were so helpful. This guy and I became practically friends. Yeah. And he commended me on being creative to trying to solve an RV. We had an awning issue, trying to solve an RV issue with non-RV parts. And we looked at pictures together and we walked through the store together. And it was just that whole friendly small town vibe was so cool. So I generally fell in love with that area and with that campsite. If I had stayed at a different campsite in that campground, I probably wouldn't be as happy about it as I am. Mm-hmm. Granted, getting to that campsite, the potholes destroyed the suspension on the trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm not even exaggerating. No. Because I think you put a reel already out on on IG?
I didn't share. Yeah, no. I'm just saying I didn't share the truck. I shared the trailer, the lift. Yes. Yes, I did.
So we had to do a suspension upgrade on the trailer because the leaf springs took a beating in that getting from the back to where we were. because it's literally, those craters are like, they're at least 16 to 18 inches wide, and they're at least 3 to 5 inches deep. It was grueling. It was grueling.
Yeah. And yeah, it was just a short bit of driving coming in and coming out. But that whole city, that whole town of like Lake Whitney and Waco, like the streets and even the highways were horrendous. So we still took beaties coming into the campground and leaving the campground. It was really bad. So we had to raise the trailer. Believe Lou mentioned that the wheel well got like dents in it from the tire
No, it's
bouncing, and we had some damage to the truck too.
No,
right?
the truck.
Because you did some repair to the truck.
No, the truck had. I replaced the shocks on the truck. That's what I did.
Okay, the shock.
So we would have a better ride with the bumpiness.
Yeah.
I mean, it was long overdue anyway. Had we spent this whole time in Florida, these things would have been prolonged, and we could have done it slower. But after going through all those, the streets, the highways, we had to address it a lot faster.
So the Southern hospitality that she received at that Ace Hardware, it's just all around that area, because we also stopped we spent a day in Waco, Texas, and that was vlogged. And then we spent a day in Hillsboro, Texas, which turned out to be like an impromptu thing, because we were doing our neighborhood drive as we do with every campground. After showing you the tour, then let's show you how to get to Walmart and what's around. And the nearest Walmart was Hillsboro. So since we were sticking around waiting for Lexi's medicine to get refilled, we decided, okay, let's explore this little town and make a vlog out of it. And we stopped in this tiny little diner. It's R&K Cafe. When I walked in, I was like floored. It was so cute, like big chandeliers, a big opening in the front for you to sit, a U-shaped upstairs for you to sit and look down. It was just so cute. But we didn't have a great experience in terms of what Lou ordered. They didn't have, and they didn't tell us they didn't have it until they brought my food. So now it's like, okay, wait a second. So I'm eating, she's not eating, and what she ordered, now you're saying no, you don't have it. So we weren't too thrilled with the service. They were able to make some modifications. They threw in free brownies for us to like have, and everything was great, And I wasn't so angry anymore. Like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. But when we went to leave, because you take the check to the register downstairs,
Right.
the lady's like, oh, when she looked at my check, you're the lady that didn't get I think it was biscuits and gravy that you ordered, right? And the lady's like, it's on the house. Let me explain how the thing goes. And usually, I mean, not that it mattered, but usually the kitchen like calls out to the server saying when the biscuits and gravy tray is already halfway done, for them to stop taking those orders. And they had new servers, so they weren't really aware that that's what that was. And they ended up taking the order, but then by the time it was time, there was no more. So she comped the entire check. So not only did we get the free brownies, but both of our meals were free. And I was floored. I was like, thank you so much. That's above and beyond. You don't have to do that. But yeah, Southern hospitality, it is insane in this area.
Craig is here.
Away. Yes, I know. You said hello, Craig.
No, he's here.
Oh, okay.
He's here.
Typing.
He's here. He's here on his own.
So Craig is our brother-in-law. That is Lou's sister's husband.
Yeah, Craigie.
Which we also call Craigie, yeah. That's funny. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up.
Most handsome gringo in the room.
He is a cutie patootie. Don't eat in what?
Arkansas? Yeah, Arkansas, okay. No?
Maybe that was a typo? Or is it a funny? It's either Arkansas. Funny or... Okay. Don't eat. Okay, so I guess no Southern hospitality there.
Arkansas, yeah.
And it's like, here's your roadkill, and if you don't like it, there's the door. Is the way I'm interpreting it.
I don't know. Craig's sense of humor.
So Lake Whitney was definitely our last stop. We did do a couple of drive-arounds, not included. I don't know what's going on.
Craig says hospitality is fine, but my butt exploded. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Welcome to the chat.
Now it's a circle of families. You're in the inner circle.
Yeah.
There's a few, because Lake Whitney, there's the Whitney Dam there. Usually anything around dams or water, you have a lot of Corps of Army engineer.
Yeah, that's where they tend to be.
Yeah, and there was a Corps of Engineer campground there right by the dam.
Mm-hmm.
And we drove around to check it out, see what it's like.
Yeah.
And it was so cute.
It was fantastic.
They have a day use area, and then there's obviously the camping area, and drop your kayaks, which I wish we would have done there.
Mm-hmm.
Picnics and barbecue areas,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just so serene and so beautiful.
And on the opposite side, so one side is the Corps of Army of Engineers campground and day use. But on the opposite side of the dam, there's a free use boondocking area with about 5 sites.
Yeah.
I think they had a pit toilet. I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I remember seeing a building. I think so.
But I think they had a pit toilet, and they had, like I said, it's like 5 spots. And I believe I saw that there's even a handicap site that they had. It was close to the bathroom. So yeah, they did have a toilet.
Yeah.
That area is phenomenal. We discovered it towards the end of our stay there, and that's why we couldn't take advantage of it. But if we're ever in that area, which I kind of doubt we will be, because of the internet situation, unless, like, to quote Melody, we bite the bullet and get it, then I don't know. I mean, I might even stay in that campground.
Yeah.
Because I think if you have America the Beautiful, I think you get a certain percentage off when you stay at the Army of Corps of Engineers. If Melody is loose around, maybe he can chime in and tell me if that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing.
So that was really cool, being able to see that lake in that dam up front, and then just like thinking about the what ifs, like, yeah, we would totally enjoy this. Especially, we were like drooling over it, thinking about truck camper, like, okay, when and if we rebuild out the truck bed, that this would be a great place to just come back in and have the truck bed facing the water.
Yeah, it would definitely be a great stay, especially on the opposite side, the free sites, because you can overnight there. That would be a great area. Like I said, I think it's only like 5 sites on the boondocking side. And I don't know if they need to be reserved either.
Right.
But my God, I mean, I'm sure summer that area is probably like inundated with people.
Yeah, right now. So besides the Hillsboro and then that Whitney Dam, we hung out at Waco, which she was trying to get me to go to the silos. And at first I was like, what is she even talking about? I have no clue what this is. Yeah. And then she started explaining to me about like that TV show that does the home renovations. And I don't remember seeing it, but I probably have, just because we used to watch a lot of programs like that.
Yeah, they're very famous. I can't remember the name of the show right now, but I'm sure everyone here has heard of the Silos.
Yeah.
And the TV show that they have. I can't remember right now what the, let me see.
Which while there, Lou thought about Charo. She's like, Charo would love this. She would totally come to this little store.
I think she's been there. I think Charo's been to the Silos.
So we drove by it, but we didn't stop in. I wasn't really that interested. But we did hang out in Waco for a little bit. The suspension bridge was super cool. Speaking of, because I was about to say, there's a lot of historic markers that are explaining what was going on. What is up with Texas and the historic markers? I feel like there's a historic marker every block. Like everywhere. There's something they're preserving and just being loud and proud about.
Chip and Joanna Magnolia. Silos. Fixer Upper. That's the name of the program.
Okay. So yeah, she has her store there, in case others don't know. If you have watched a Fixer Upper, they did do a little store there that sells different things that she does, like
Magnolia Farms. Thank you. Yeah,
her home renovation,
out and about. Yeah, Magnolia Farm, and Waco. Yeah, in Waco.
In Waco.
You get 2 for 1. What do you get 2 for 1, Charo? Or what?
Maybe a plant.
But yeah, she hit M&D and the scene of Waco raids. We went around downtown. We went to a brewery there.
Yes, I remember. I think the guy's name was Joe or Joey. I'm not sure, but we had gone into this brewery, and you ended up picking, which is weird because Lou doesn't order too much meat liver type of things, but there was one, I don't know if it was called the Beast or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And it like had a load of different delicious meat. So we ordered a pizza and we ordered a flight of beer, and we were playing games, and the dude comes out. If you haven't seen the vlog, the dude comes out to deliver the pizza dressed. Was he a pizza slice or was he a can of beer? I don't remember. I think it was a can of beer.
I don't remember, but it was hilarious.
It was so funny.
It was hilarious and unexpected.
He's like wobbling
you
out.
just look over and then you see like this like thing coming at you. And the pizza was amazing.
Yes. Still, to today's date, hands down, the best pizza I've ever had.
Place? You remember the name of the place?
Yes, Southern Roots. Southern Roots Brewery in Waco, Texas.
Downtown Waco.
Yeah.
It's close to Baylor. So, you know, that's kind of like a university town, I guess, in a way. So there's a lot of like interesting things to eat. We visited Baylor. We drove around and stuff. And then the suspension bridge, like you mentioned, that was pretty amazing.
It was really cool.
But what was really amazing is that right down that street from the brewery, there's a restored gas station. And it's like from the 1950s or 60s. I think it's a 76. Or it's either a Sunoco or a 76. I can't remember. But somebody bought it and completely restored it. And so the gas pumps are completely restored. The round glass is completely restored. The inside of the gas station, they have like an old register and like, I mean, everything about it has been taken back to time and it's in pristine condition and you can just drive up and walk around. And I was really excited about that. It did not disappoint. It was in beautiful condition.
And it's not even like they restored it so that they can open up the shop and sell things and make money. No, it's just there for your pleasure
for your
to
enjoyment.
do and look. They're not making anything off of that. So that's super cool and crazy in my opinion. But great little town. I really liked hanging out in
It's not a little town.
It's not
it's not a little town.
Go by. Load their streets. But like the area.
So they Charo and Craig did hit up the Pioneer Woman shop, which you like the Pioneer Woman.
I do like the Pioneer Woman.
Yeah, we didn't know that was there. She may have been more interested in the Pioneer Woman.
That I would have.
Yeah.
I mean, hello, we're talking about cooking versus home renovations. I'm all about the cooking.
I didn't know. I just knew about the silos because, I mean, they even have tour buses that take people up to that area. So, you know, I mentioned it, but I mean, I wasn't really interested in it either. So I was kind of relieved I didn't have to go.
So that basically wraps up Texas for us. That was 3 breweries that we did and 2 campgrounds and 1 overnight Walmart. And that's not the last Texas is going to see of us because on our way back, when we start working our way back east, we're going to stop again in Texas and we're going to stay in more campgrounds. So if you definitely enjoy the Texas content, stick around because there's going to be a lot more to come in the future. Yeah,
on the way back, we have quite a few stops in Texas because as most of you know that are using the Thousand Trails membership campgrounds, there aren't any campgrounds in New Mexico. So in order to get, you know, from like, you know, California, Nevada, Arizona, you land in New Mexico and all of a sudden nothing. So we have to scurry along through New Mexico and land in Texas. And so since there's a lot of campgrounds in Texas, we're going to take our time through Texas. We're even planning to go to South Texas, which you've never been to before. possibly even going to Padre Island.
Yeah, exciting stuff. But before we talk about way in the future, let's talk about right now. Now that we wrapped up this Texas trip, our next stop is New Mexico, working our way west. What did Craig say? You're shaking your head. I'm guessing it has to
Of course.
It's something Craig said.
Did you see all my exes? They all live in Texas. It's a song.
Okay.
Well, he thinks it was funny too. He's a funny guy. He really is.
Yeah. You guys will like them if you ever meet them.
He's a funny guy.
I'm sure Lou would be like a little like, I don't know, like holding in. I can picture his face holding in the laughter to Craig's
funny guy.
inappropriate funniness.
Yeah.
Like,
Shadow, he had to, of course. He wouldn't be himself.
I need to meet Craig.
You do. You absolutely need to meet Craig. Yes. To know Craig is to love Craig. Absolutely. It's a fun guy. You can take him anywhere.
So Lou already threw out there that there are no thousand trails in New Mexico, and our next stop is obviously New Mexico. So what are we going to be doing? Hiking. So I'll answer boondocking. Lots and lots of boondocking. No campgrounds.
There's no campgrounds in New Mexico.
No campgrounds. All dry camping. We're gonna stay at 2 different BLM lands. I'm not gonna exactly say where yet because I want to keep you in suspense to watch what's coming up next. But I will tell you that we are gonna stay at 2 different BLM lands, and it's gonna be completely dry camping. No water, no electric, no sewer.
Yep.
And
that'll be our first experience with this rig.
With the rig, yeah. We've only done that with the truck camper.
With the truck camper.
Which you would think.
And we're not solar prepared, by the way. There is no solar panels on the roof of this RV. We do have a suitcase solar, and we do have a Jackery. So that's what's happening.
Yeah. And because we had that for the truck bed.
Is yours okay?
Mine is off.
Yours is off too. I wonder if they died because we were recording yesterday.
No, I don't think they died.
Did you turn off yours at one point?
No.
Okay.
Can you hear us better now, Kathy? Can you confirm that?
I think I turned off mine to sneeze.
Okay. Craig says we can hear you now.
Okay.
You're back.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kathy, for saying
I'm glad somebody said something.
We would have been rambling away here and you guys would have been lip reading.
No, I'm sure they were hearing us.
Yeah.
But probably low, right? You still heard us, but it was low.
I can't imagine. I don't know.
Timed, maybe timed out. Yeah, it's possible. Okay. Excellent. All right. So you were saying?
So yeah, so at each of these 2 BLM lands, we're gonna stay 5 nights each at them, and while at each one, we're gonna visit 1 national park. And as of the New Mexico state, Lou and I together had only been to 1 national park together.
Okay, I unplugged it from the phone. We recorded a vlog yesterday and I forgot to put these to charge. So it's very likely that they're just dying on me right now.
Can you still hear me?
So I'm going to bring this closer because Lou has a tendency to whisper. I project. I'm a true Cuban here. Oh no!
Can you hear us at all? Right?
It's going to take a little bit probably because it's timed. There we go. Your turn. Oh, okay. Will you visit Roswell?
No,
Que lástima.
not this time.
Can you guys hear us better now? I mean, not better because no mics, but can you hear Lou?
Craig said we lost you at national parks. Can you hear me now? Que lástima. Craig, you need to join more often.
Okay. See. Okay. So, sorry about me not charging the mics last night. That was my bad.
Out and about, we will not be visiting Roswell, not this time.
Not this time.
We're not very big,
Alien?
I wouldn't say alien.
UFO?
I would say, I would say we're not very big on sci-fi as a whole. So, if Roswell was convenient, we would definitely go.
If it was in the path, then why not? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's not in the path, we're not going to go out of our way to go see it because it's not our thing.
Thank you, Chuck.
So yes, 2 national parks. Since we lost audio, I don't know how far back it dropped, but 5 nights at each of the 2 BLM lands that we're gonna stay in.
Right.
And each of those 2 BLM lands are near a national park, so we'll be going to 1 national park each, and that's super exciting for us because to date, the only national park Lou and I together have done has been the Grand Canyon, and that was all the way back in 2016.
Right.
So we haven't done any national parks since together. So this will be our 2nd and our 3rd national park, which I find very exciting to start visiting some along this trip. And if you happen to know, I don't know how many national parks are in New Mexico. Do you know? How many national parks are in New Mexico?
Let me see.
Because now I'm wondering, like, if there are only 2, then they're going to know which are the 2 that we're going to. And if there are more than 2, I am up to hear your guesses down below in the chat. That I'm going to confirm or deny.
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Let's see, 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 4 of them, maybe 4 of them. That marker seems like it's in New Mexico. Let's see, 11. Let's see, what's 11?
Okay, so what else in New Mexico? That's really it. I can tell you that New Mexico is mainly going to be the campground tour, the neighborhood drive, visiting the national park, more than likely a scenic drive, which now the scenic drives are going to begin in New Mexico because who knew?
There's 4.
who knew that your drive into some of these parks are just an outing in and of itself? They're just so spectacular. So we decided to dedicate a vlog just to the drive so that you can enjoy it, especially for those that don't have the park pass. You can still visit and see, you know, how beautiful it is and do things along that route. So definitely at least at a minimum those 4 videos per campground you can look forward to.
Yes.
What are you reading over there?
I'm talking to Mel
Why am I not included?
because you're supposed to do that part.
I was supposed to do the chit-chatting.
Because you do a lot of chit chat.
Any guesses on the parks? Did they drop those guesses?
No.
No
But
guesses?
Mel thinks that she knows. She said you'll love the scenic drive on the one if I'm right.
On one?
On the tell us.
Carlsbad. So drive into Carlsbad is amazing.
Is it? Where did you guys stay when you went to Carlsbad? No, where did you stay when you went to Carlsbad? Were you guys boondocking there? It would be interesting because Lou finds all like the
Free
amazing
and
places to go. So that would be interesting to know where they stayed at. Because there's really not a lot in that area, in the Carlsbad area. There's a couple of campgrounds there. We boondocked. Okay.
Yeah, Chado and Craig, Melody and
Gordo, yeah. Yeah.
Melody and Lou, their channel Living Our Dream Now, they focus mainly on cheap and affordable RV living, and a lot of this stuff's even like either free or dirt cheap. So you want to check them out.
Yeah,
their
amazing.
Facebook group or their YouTube.
Lou does incredible research.
Yeah, he's a great researcher. Alamogordo, huh? I've heard about some loud cleans in that area. My little researcher here.
We parked in some guy's backyard on boondockers. Yeah, we looked at the boondockers too. And it's definitely a good option because the campgrounds, the boondocking campgrounds that are near those 2 national parks are actually very small.
Yeah.
Very small areas. So I would imagine if you go in high season, that it might be tricky to find a spot.
Dated,
Yeah,
for sure.
it was special.
A lot of boondocker welcomes are special.
That's not true.
I
We
mean,
haven't had any.
no,
That's
we haven't
unfair.
had any bad experiences with any of our boondockers hosts to date.
The only thing I don't like about boondockers welcome is that while you're not necessarily paying, when you have electric or water, they ask for a donation anywhere between $10 and $15 it could be. And so that's more affordable than staying at a campground. What I don't like is the song and dance. You know, I don't particularly want to stay at a boondockers welcome and feel a sense of obligation to be nice. Not to be nice, that would be wrong. To be extra friendly with the host.
Yeah.
I want to be able to stay there and be able to say hello, how are you? And if I have questions, it would be nice to ask and have some guidance. Because sometimes I feel excessive pressure to be extra friendly, to almost become your best friend while I'm there. And that's the part about boondockers that I don't enjoy. One of the last boondocker spots that I stayed in, I like the space that they gave us just recently. They gave us a lot of space, they never got in our way, but they were always available to us. And so that's sort of the relationship I would like to have. Give me the space to just stay in the spot and have the host available to me if I need something. Whether it's, more water or Wi-Fi's not working or whatever the case may be, as opposed to knock knock, hi. That part of it is always a challenge for me. Craig says cleanest bathrooms I've ever seen in the state park. No hookups and our fridge broke.
Whose?
At Chatham, at the Boondockers, I suppose. This is sit at somebody's yard. This day was special. It was Oliver Lee State Park. Oh, somebody that we met actually was going there, and they were raving about it. They were literally raving.
That
about
was
it.
the older guy next to us with the little scabies.
Yeah, he was going
Casita
there.
style.
Yeah, he was going there.
Yeah, he had told us that he typically boondocks free, and that he was willing to pay for the state park because it was exceptional. Yeah, he's like, I don't usually pay for campgrounds, but I'm going to pay for this one.
I'm not sure why. I didn't really ask him
Yeah.
because I wasn't planning on staying, and I'm less opt to ask and just go to Google and just figure it out. So yeah, so we're running out of time. It's about 3 minutes left on our site. I want to thank everybody for being here, for taking the time to spend the time with us. We could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be with us. We truly appreciate that. Craig, thanks for joining in. Shadow, thanks for joining in. You never get the opportunity to spend some time with you guys this way. Please, by all means, come back the next time.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll say hi to Lou for me. Kathy, thank you for coming in.
And to all those who are going to watch the replay after the fact, because there's going to be a lot more of you, thank you for watching the replay and coming and watching even if it wasn't live.
Yeah.
I know I've accustomed everybody to cooking between states, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't cooked yet for this Wednesday's vlog. I may or may not do it today. I was planning on making like lasagna rolls. I was going to make like lasagna and an egg roll, bread it and fry it, but I don't have panko or breadcrumbs, so I can't do that. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do something different with like the lasagna theme, and that's supposed to be the video for Wednesday. So maybe I will gather the energy and the motivation to do that today or tomorrow, so I post this Wednesday. If not, I'm sorry. We'll just skip forward and I'll reschedule the New Mexico content to start Wednesday. So just throwing that disclaimer out there. But like Lou said, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. For those that are still in here, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button, please do so now. It really helps the analytics. And we will catch you guys in the next live when we're leaving New Mexico and entering Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tucson. Tucson? I think that's where we're going.
No, we're not going to Tucson.
No?
Tucson's on the way back.
No, we'll stop.
Okay.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.